Hello kiddos, welcome to our math lesson today. Today we're continuing our study on fractions and we are going to be comparing fractions. So to make sure that you are ready for our lesson today, go ahead and if you don't have a whiteboard and marker at home, which I totally understand, if you have a piece of paper or a pencil that you can use, go ahead and get those because it's going to help your learning today in math. Pause the video until you have what you need and then push play. The first step is to draw this on your whiteboard or your piece of paper. We will be comparing fractions, so please be sure that your shapes and number lines are equal sized because we've learned we can't compare fractions unless the sizes of the wholes are equal. Pause this until you have this drawn on your paper and then push play on our lesson video. On your first shape, and your first number line, shade the shape and then partition the number line to show the fraction 1/2. Don't forget to label on your number line where 0/2 and 1/2 is as well. So get used to push and pause if you need to, but push pause on the video and on your first shape and first number line, show me how you would represent 1/2 and then push play again. Does yours look like mine? You can see that I have halves because I have two pieces of a whole. I am showing 1/2 because I only shaded one of them. On my number line, I'm starting at 0/2. Then halfway through my whole number line, I'm showing 1/2. And then I'm showing 2/2. I could also say that as one whole. All right, here's your next challenge. On your second shape and your second number line, shade and partition to show the fraction that is less than 1/2. So you get to pick any fraction you want to, but whatever fraction you show on both your shape and your number line, it needs to be less than 1/2. Go ahead and pause this video until you have that accomplished, and then you're going to help be the teacher and grade some students' work. All right, hopefully you have yours completed. Go ahead and at the computer screen right now, tell me what fraction you made in the shape and on the number line. What did you do that was less than 1/2? Awesome. All right, let's see what some other friends decided to do. So you are going to help be the teacher. Would you say that this work was correct or incorrect? So here's 1/2. And then look at the fraction they decided to use. I see that they cut the whole into 5 pieces, so that tells me they're making fifths as the unit. I see they've shaded in 3 of those pieces, so I know the fraction would be 3/5. They even did a great job on this number line. They made fifths, they labeled each tick mark, and they even plotted the point on the number line of where 3/5 would be. But look at the distance on the number line from 0. Look at 0 to 3/5. And look at 0 to 1/2. Then look at our shapes. It's a little more difficult to see in the shapes, but look at 1/2. And then look at 3/5. Is 3/5 less than 1/2? Is 1/2 a larger fraction than 3/5? It is not. We got this one incorrect. That is because you can see that 3/5 is further from the number line. So it's a larger fraction. And it's hard to see, but it's a little bit larger piece shaded in this than 1/2. So we got this one incorrect. Let's see what this student did. All right. I can see that they partitioned this into 4 equal pieces. So that means they made what? Fourths, totally. And then they shaded in how many pieces of those fourths? 1. So the fraction is 1/4. They did a great job. Look at their number line. They started at 0/4, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. We could also say 1 whole. And then they traveled 1/4 of the way and plotted their point. Now look at the distance from 0 to 1/4 and the distance from 0 to 1/2. Then look at the amount of space that's being taken up or shaded in on 1/2 or 1/4. This time is 1/2 greater than or larger than 1/4. Is this one correct? What do you think? Ding, 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 it is. This time it is correct. All right, let's try a new challenge. Draw this on your whiteboard or piece of paper. We will be comparing fractions again, so please be sure that your shapes are equal sized. You can see that I actually have kind of two square-like shapes. They're just tilted on their sides. So go ahead and pause this video till you have these drawn and then push play. All right, what I need you to do with these shapes is to partition both shapes into sixths. Pause the video until you have both of them into sixths. Now let's check your work. Here are some of my first tries. This was the first try to make this shape into sixths. Now I have 6 pieces, don't I? But can I call these sixths? No, I can't, because look how big these pieces are and how small these are. That is not a fraction because they are not equal sized pieces. What about this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 pieces, so have I made sixths? Once again, look at the size of this piece and the size of this piece. They're not equal copies or equal sized pieces. That is not a fraction. Let's look at my third time. What do you think of this? Yes, I did kind of have to tilt sideways to get my lines correct, but this time I did make 6 pieces, 6 parts of a whole, and each piece is equally sized. So this time I was able to do it. Hopefully yours maybe looks something like mine. Now, we're going to leave our first one in beautiful sixths, okay? But we're going to partition our second shape to double the number of units in the same whole. To double the number of units, we can take each piece and we can just samurai chop it down the middle and that will double it. So pause the video again, try to double each of your sixths so that we're doubling the number of units we have, and then push play. What new fractional unit did we make in this second shape? We did have sixths, but then we judo chopped each one and doubled it. So now what is our new unit of this second shape? Can you tell me? Twelfths. If you said twelfths, pat yourself on the back. Great job. Now, we're going to shade in 4 units, or 4 copies, or 4 pieces of each shape, and we're going to label the shaded fraction below in each shape. So we're going to shade in 4 sixths, we're going to shade in 4 twelfths, and then show me what 4 sixths would look like as a fraction, and what 4 twelfths would look like as a fraction. Again, go ahead and pause until you have this completed, and then play the video. Does yours look something like mine? Did I fill in and shade 4 pieces in each? Does this fraction show 4 sixths are shaded? And does this fraction show 4 twelfths are shaded? Awesome! All right, here's our next challenge. Which symbol, greater than, less than, or equal, should we use to complete the sentence? We've been doing a lot of equal signs in the past couple of days because we've been dealing with equivalency. But what should we put here? Right on your paper, put 4 sixths on this side, 4 twelfths on this side. Really look and think about how much is shaded in of the whole on both of these shapes, and put the correct symbol here. What should it be? Well, we can see with our eyes and know that 6 are bigger than twelfths. So 4 sixths is much greater than 4 twelfths. All right, we're going to do the same thing one more time. Extra practice makes perfect. So let's try a new challenge. Draw this on your whiteboard or paper. We're going to be comparing fractions again, so please be sure that your shapes are equal sized. You see I have 2 kind of longer rectangles, almost kind of look like maybe some of our fraction strips. So pause this video until you have these drawn, please. Next, what I want you to do is we're going to partition the first rectangle into sevenths. Think in your head how many pieces you're going to have to partition this into to make sevenths. And the second one down here, we're going to partition this shape into fifths. Think about how many pieces you're going to need if you're making fifths. Pause the video and right now partition the top into sevenths and the bottom into fifths, and then push play. Now, you are going to shade in 3 units of each rectangle. So the top one, I'm going to shade in 3 units or 3 pieces or 3 copies of the unit. And on the bottom one, I'm also going to shade in 3 pieces. And then you're going to write the fraction that shows 3 pieces of sevenths and 3 pieces of fifths. Pause the video, make yours the best you can, and then see if it matches mine. This is what I came up with. 3 sevenths on the top. I have 3 copies of sevenths shaded. And 3 fifths on the bottom, 3 copies of fifths shaded. Now, just like we did last time, which symbol, greater than, less than, or equal, should we use to complete the sentence? 3 sevenths, which is on top, is blank than 3 fifths. Which one would make sense? Would it make sense to say 3 sevenths is greater than 3 fifths? Well, I'm looking with my eyes, and this looks like a less amount of space taken up, so I think it is not greater. So would it make sense to say 3 sevenths is less than 3 fifths? I think that could be it. Do we think that these could be equal? No, I don't. Hopefully you think the answer is 3 sevenths is less than 3 fifths. Now what I'd like to show you and what you're going to do on your number line is look carefully at 3 sevenths being less than 3 fifths. I want to show you the same thing but on a number line. It will look something like this. So I have 1, 2, 3 sevenths plotted here, and I have 1, 2, 3 fifths plotted here. Which one is further from 0? 3 fifths is further from 0, so it is still the greater fraction. All right, kiddos, this is your exit ticket today. So first, you're going to complete the number sentence by writing greater than, less than, or equal. You're comparing 3 fifths and 3 ninths. You can watch this video again to help you. Maybe you want to draw this out on a piece of paper or on your seesaw, and it will help you figure it out. But you need to put the symbol greater than, less than, or equal right in this box. Step 2, draw a number line that proves you're thinking about step 1. So if you need to have 2 number lines, one for 3 fifths and one for 3 ninths, that is wonderful and a-okay. But prove to me, just like we did here, how you can compare those with number lines. All right, kiddos, I can't wait to see your work. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for coming to math today.